Welcome to Vermontitude, a collaborative effort between Great Eastern Radio, the Brattleboro Reformer, and BCTV to bring you the stories behind the stories on the topics you want to learn more about. Because there's always more, so there'll always be Vermontitude. Hosted by me, Peter Fish Case. Welcome to Vermontitude. New episodes drop every Tuesday and can be found by going to vermontitude.com, reformer.com, brattleboro.tv, and locally on Comcast Channel 1078. We come to you from our studios at the Innovation Box on Landmark Hill. I'm Peter Fish Case, and each week I cover the topics that are of concern to Windham County and the towns that reside within its borders. Today, we're speaking with ReSOURCE Weatherization Training Coordinator, Pam Laser. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, Peter. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, we had like a completely just a happenstance kind of a meeting. I didn't know anything. You came into the shop to drop something off. We connected and we talked and it was interesting. So here you are. What is ReSOURCE?
Yeah. So again, thank you for this opportunity. So ReSOURCE is a Vermont independent nonprofit founded over 30 years ago up in the Burlington region. Mm-hmm. We have a 3-part mission of environmental stewardship, and that's keeping things out of the landfill. So some people up there might know our household and building material stores in Burlington now, and we have 4, Burlington, Williston, Barre, and Hyde Park, similar to kind of like a Goodwill. But job training has been at the core of our mission as well. For the over 30 years we've been in existence. We have dozens of training programs to allow Vermonters of all different ages and capacities and capabilities build their workforce readiness skills and or potentially get into the workforce directly.
Okay. You mentioned stores. I don't think I knew about that. So Are these just like repurposed kitchen cabinets?
Yes, people can donate just about anything. Household goods, wood. I've gotten radiators for my basement when I wanted to, and chairs and tables and books, and we've now expanded into clothing. So very kind of similar to Restore, and some people get us confused, but Restore is Habitat for Humanity. Mm-hmm. ReSOURCE is just Vermont, and we're independent.
Okay. All right. And you said that the nonprofit as it sits right now has been around for 30 years. Over
30 years now, yes.
And the mission is basically getting folks employed?
Yes. Mission is environmental stewardship with the stores. It's a 3-part mission.
Okay.
Poverty relief, which is helping people move forward in their lives, getting vouchers to our stores, and job training. So it's our 3-part mission. So job training has been at the core of our mission since our inception.
All right. Now, one of the reasons that we had you on the program, and I know that we cover here on Vermontitude, basically things that are Windham County centric. I mean, we keep it tight down here with regards to Vermontitude. The reason you're here is because there is a Weatherization 101 class happening here in town.
Yes.
Can you drill it? And this was interesting on the poster, get paid to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me step back a little bit. We are bringing one of our training programs to Brattleboro this fall. In our job trainings, we've been involved in the construction trades for decades now with our youth build programs. And we started over 6 years ago our intensive series, our Construction 101 and then Weatherization 101 and HVAC 101, designed to help jumpstart Vermonters into the trades. In 6 weeks, people are in the classroom, 4 weeks full-time, learning hands-on training skills and job skills, and then getting connected with and matched with hiring employers for a work experience where you're going on site with hiring employers to see what that job is like, see what that employer is like. And that work experience program has been a very successful part of our program. So in all of our intensive series, we provide that 6 weeks period, free tuition to Vermonters, and they get paid to learn. It's the idea that if people are giving up their full-time workday, they might need some compensation to help still pay the bills that are still there. So we've been doing that up north in Burlington, and in the last 2 years, we've been taking this around the state. So our Construction 101, our HVAC 101, our Weatherization 101 is now in we're doing 14 of these sessions throughout the state this year. I'm the Weatherization 101 coordinator on the road. I do 3 of these a year. I've been in Rutland already this spring. gearing up for Middlebury this July, and Brattleboro will have our first one on the ground here in Brattleboro this fall, which we're really excited to come down this part of the state.
All right. We know that one of the things that is suffering in the job market right now are people who are skilled trades people, we should say, because anybody can do this. So it's kind of refreshing to see like that an organization like ReSOURCE is providing resources to get people in the trade. Do you like what's a typical session look like? How many people attend? How many people come?
All of our intensives, our 101 series, are all relatively small. They max at 8 students each.
Okay.
So it's very hands-on oriented. The goal is to get working with tools. So in our session in weatherization, we have both a construction component, because that's also important for people either in weatherization or in the trades, where it's hands-on with hand tools, power tools, doing some small builds, working in small groups, which is what happens on a construction site. And then the weatherization component, where it's practicing with all the elements that help keep heat in and the cold out, at least in Vermont. If we were in Phoenix, Arizona, it'd probably be the reverse.
Right.
So it's air sealing, covering up those holes. It's learning about caulking around windows and doors. It's having experience with blowing 2 parts spray foam that might go in an attic roof, insulating walls with blowing dense pack cellulose.
Right.
So it's hands-on experience with all of those. The other part that ReSOURCE really excels in is helping people with their work readiness skills. So we have a personal and professional development curriculum. So we're kind of providing both formally and informally guidance about what helps people be successful in the field, in the job force, both in the soft skill area, things that might be tripping people up in their jobs without even realizing it.
Okay. It's an interesting concept. It's to me, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity. It's a 6-week program. And how do folks, if somebody's watching this or somebody knows somebody who they think, oh my God, that would be absolutely perfect for them, how do they find you?
Excellent. Great question. Yeah. People interested in this program or any of our intensives, and our schedules are online. The most direct thing you can do is go to resourcevt.org.
Okay.
And that's our main site. Go to students training, and you can drill down to the different, all the different programs, see an online application, and we'll show the sites and the dates.
Right.
First step is filling out a short application. Myself, the training coordinator, it's relevant, contacts that person for a short phone call to share more about the program, see if it's a good fit. Then we drill farther into a virtual interview, and then reference checks. So it's a bit of a process to see if it's a good fit for both parties. I
think you literally have to do that, right? I mean, I'm going to defend it a little bit, but because it's a free program. Yeah. But it's free to the person coming, not to the people who are rolling it out.
Yeah,
right?
And that's a really good point. ReSOURCE is a training organization. We're not a funding organization.
Right.
So the funds for these programs are coming from different grants. Higher Ability is a very close partner of ours in Department of Labor. Mm-hmm. Higher Ability is funding a bunch of these, and many of their participants get priority in our program. And then if someone's not VSAC, our programs qualify for a VSAC advancement grant. Oh. So while we don't ask trainees to pay for tuition out of their own pocket, we'll ask them to go through the application process to apply for a VSAC advancement grant. And there's other grants that our development department goes after to help fund these programs.
Yeah, no, I think it's great, and I know that you want to land on somebody that is going to follow through and do this. So I think asking a little bit of, especially since they can earn a little money while they're doing it, is not a terrible thing to ask them just to give back a little bit.
And that's a really good point. It's really designed, we have a 2-part mission for these intensives. One, to help move people along in their careers. If they've wanted to get into the construction trades, this is a way to jumpstart, to get those foundational tool and safety trainings that contractors need,
Right.
that they don't have the time to train in. And that's kind of where we would focus on building people's confidence with those tools and getting an understanding of them and matching people with employers. But it's not just adult learning where just learning for the sake of it, per se.
Right.
It's really designed to help meet the needs. Something we haven't talked about yet is the fact that there's such a demand in this field. There is lots of jobs available in the construction trades. And I say construction trades, it could be construction, carpentry, weatherization, HVAC, electric. People that have the foundation in power tools and are ready and interested in a full-time job in the fields, because most all construction jobs are full-time.
Right.
So there's a lot of constraints in there, but also a lot of opportunity. Construction workers, the average wage right now, and I think in Vermont or nationwide, is 45 to 55 years old. They're aging out.
Yeah.
So they're looking for people that are, they can be young, but they can also be not so young, that are interested in getting that experience. And the employers that we work with, we try to screen all of our employers, are looking for career people. They all tell me they want somebody who's going to show up and is willing to learn.
Right.
And then can grow with them. And there are jobs out there. I say, people ask me, what's the rate of placement? I say, if somebody is ready and able to work, I can almost guarantee them a job.
Yeah. I'm just curious, I know a friend of mine who's in the weatherization business owns a company here in Putney called Farnham Insulators. And these are, I know that he is often, looking for people. So I think somebody like that would be happy. What are your connections? How do you reach out?
Exactly. Great question. So in addition to the recruitment piece is our coordinators, we're doing employer outreach. Mm-hmm. And so part of what we'll be doing is reaching out to those employer partners. Farnham is a great one. I'll be reaching out to them shortly. If you're out there listening, I'll wait for my call. And it's learning about what their needs are. And then what we do is those who are hiring in that time frame, we invite them into the class for an employer panel.
Oh, interesting.
So invite hiring employers in to come in and face-to-face sit down and share with the trainees what their company is, what their trade is, what they're looking for in new hires, what a new hire would do. Mm-hmm. So trainees can hear from that directly from an employer, because there's so many different kinds of businesses out there. Then we break into a little mini job fair, which students will have their freshly minted construction weatherization resume that we've just done in the class, because we do those in the class. And that starts the conversation for work experiences. So trainees are very involved in that process about what interests them and what companies interest them and what might be good fits. And we offer suggestions to do that matchmaking. So yeah, we reach out to all regional employers to see who's hiring, what their needs are, and invite them to come meet trainees.
So this is soup to nuts.
Totally, soup to nuts. And that's another great point. This is not training for just training's sake. It's not, here's your training, goodbye. Our goal and our goal is that get people into employment. And we'll stick with them as long as they need that.
Okay.
That's my personal motto is once resource, always resource, as far as that support goes. And so they go through the 4 weeks of in-class training, Monday through Friday, 9 to 3:30. Then we'll be connecting it into work experience where they're on site. I usually recommend trainees do more than one company because there's opportunity out there.
Sure.
Go see different ones and which one fits best for you. Then we sit down with the employers after the work experience, and if it's been a good fit, it's usually the opportunity for the employer to make an offer. And then we'll stay in touch. If it's a good fit, or if the trainee's having problems or is confused, we kind of walk people through all the way to hopefully demystify it, make them feel comfortable, because entering a new field is different and it can be challenging.
All right, great. Let's just recap. So you're coming down Weatherization 101 here in Brattleboro on September 16th. If you are looking, if you're interested, if this is something that you think somebody who's interested, you can go to resourcevt.org to find out more information. Am I leaving anything out, Pam? No, that's great. Applications are being accepted now. All right. Good luck with it. I'm excited for you. Thank you so much.